Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and I have a really cute, fun, and super easy card to share with you today. This is using Stampin' Up's Balloon Adventures stamp set, and there are coordinating framelits that go with this as well that are absolutely gorgeous. I've actually featured a couple different projects using the stamp set on my blog recently, so you can check those out if you just go to my blog and scroll down a little bit. The link for this video is actually in the link for the blog post, sorry, is in the description of this video. So I have really enjoyed the stamp set, and I didn't even like it at first, which I think is kind of funny. I thought, well, I think what it was is the printed paper that goes with this in the occasions catalog just isn't totally my thing. It's not 100% my colors and that kind of thing. So I think that's kind of what poisoned me against it, if you will. I wouldn't want to say I was poisoned against it because that's a little harsh. But here you can see this. I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. But I really, really, really have enjoyed what I've made. And let me tell you, nothing has included these colors pretty much. So let me show you how to put this card together though, because it really is easy. All right, guys, so here is the card we're going to do. And actually, as I was recording, I realized I didn't have the cardstock cut for it. So oops, I quick did that. By the way, I haven't even gotten to the awesome part, which is this. Oh, I love the fun surprises on the inside of my cards. So it's super easy and quick to do though. So let me show you how this came together. First of all, I'm going to start out with my outside of my card pieces. All the dimensions, colors, supplies, all that good stuff is in that link I mentioned in the description of this video. So you can check all of that out and be able to make this one on your own, which is what we want. So first of all, I'm going to start by stamping. I'm going to just put some paper down to protect my work surface because I have already been messing it up. But I want to start by just stamping on my white panel for the front of my card. And to do that, I'm going to use, actually, let me show you this because it's kind of fun. I've got Pool Party Bermuda Bay, Pear Pizzazz, and the strings are in Smoky Slate. And then the words are in Basic Gray. And these are awesome colors. They're nice and masculine, even though we're using a little bit of sparkly Grillimer paper, but no judging. They're great. So I'm going to start with my lightest color, which is Pool Party, and I'm just going to stamp this a couple of times onto my cardstock, like so. Then I will go with my next color, which is Pear Pizzazz, and I'm just going to stamp a couple of times here as well. And the trick with this a little bit, actually, I'm stamping off because I'm trying to fill up some of this white space on my card so it's completely full of balloons. That's what we want. So that's why I've got a couple lighter ones on there. Then I'm going to take my darkest color, which is Bermuda Bay. I'll do the same. I'm going to just stamp right here. And I see there's a little something right here, like so. And then I actually am going to clean my stamp quick and add one more Pool Party over here. Do you like how good and anal I am about that? There, it's balanced now. It feels so much better. Okay, and actually, since I did that, I'm going to stamp off and do one right there as well. And it's just filling that white space up because you want it to be pretty. I mean, you know, or manly, whichever way you're going for. All right. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and add some strings. Now our stamp set comes with two strings. There's one that's a little bit more curly and one that's a little bit more straight or kind of wavy. And I'm going to take a Post-it note. And by the way, I do coordinate my Post-its with my card making, just in case you were wondering. Okay, I'm totally kidding. I don't. But I'm going to put a Post-it, and I can see just the tip of that balloon edge. And the reason I did it that way is so that I can line up the end of my balloon right with the card. So for instance, I don't want to put my thing like this where it's not actually even attached. And that is like crazy anal side of me coming out, but I think it looks good. Okay, so I'm going to do that like so, and you can see I lined it right up. Now on this, it's not crucial just because the stamp is actually doing a good job, or the stamp will fit on this one, but it doesn't fit on all of them. It would have fit on that one too, but you get what I'm saying. Now you can see I'm alternating the strings just so I have some variety on here. And then I want that fun little curly cue to not go off the page. That's why I'm masking this. I don't know if I was saying that like in plain old English beforehand, but I think you get it now. Okay, and then this one I'm just going to go kind of right here, and I'll show you why in a second. And then I'll do this one. And I'm just changing the length of these just a touch for each, and then I'm actually going to do one more right here. Well, there we go. Okay, so those are all of my little strings hanging down. The next thing I'm going to do is stamp my sentiment, and all of the stamps, by the way, for this are right out of that same Balloon Adventures stamp set. So no one deserves a happier birthday than you. I love that. So nice. And I'm just going to stamp that right there. And in the darker gray, you can read it wonderfully. So I kind of like that as well. Now, I also am going to take the Balloon Bouquet punch. So this is a punch that is not in the bundle. So the bundle has the framelits, but you can get this punch separately. It came out about a year ago. And I'm just going to punch out 3 of these balloons. So I'm going to put 2 on the front and 1 goes on the surprise on the inside, which I think a card with a surprise on the inside is kind of like an extra amount of special awesomeness that all cards should have, really. Don't you think? I mean, it's what sets apart your cards from like Hallmark. Okay, so I've got my 3 punches. Now these are silver glimmer paper. You could also do like the brain cramp. Silver glimmer paper. You could also do dazzling diamonds. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was a really hard word. Or whatever. I mean, you could do gold. So silver, gold, dazzling diamonds, whatever. It is up to you. Okay, so I'm going to put one of these on this balloon and another one. And I might change my mind, P.S., because a girl has a right to change your mind, right? Ugh. I'm putting this up a little higher just so they're not in exactly the same spot. Now that totally offset the balance of my Bermuda Bay, but it's okay. We're going to be fine with it. It's going to be okay. There, that's a little better. All right, so there is the outside of my card. It's all done. I love this. I am just going to adhere that to a layer of Pear Pizzazz to bring out a little of the green. And I love these aqua and green colors together. They're just nice, soothing, lovely colors. Of course, you could do this in any color combination that matches for the event you're attending, or, I mean, if you're really getting fancy, or like if you're going to a princess party, you might want to do these in pink. If you're going to a party for someone who's, let's just say, a little more mature. See, that's the nice way of saying it. Then you might choose different colors as well. But I kind of like this because it's sort of neutral. I think this one would work for just about anybody on your list, which is nice. All right, so I put some dimensionals on the back because you know I love to pop things up. I just think it adds that extra little something something. And speaking of pop-ups, we are going to work on the inside of our card now. So that is all done. Now let me preview this inside again for you. This is so easy to do, and I'll show you exactly how. So first of all, I die cut this with and I kept it on here, with my die cut piece that does the pop-up. You can use this as a pop-up or you can use it on its own. Last week I actually did a shaker card using this piece, but I just did it on the front of my card. It wasn't the pop-up. So I really like that you have the option to run it whichever way you like. So I'm just getting the rest of the pieces. I don't want to grab my die brush because it was in my drawer. Long story short, here we go. All right, so what I did for this piece is I folded it in half first, and then I lined up the line that kind of is running right along the die on that fold line so that when I was cutting it, it was cutting right on the score line. So that is helpful for centering it top to bottom and side to side in your card. And of course, it's going to go like this. Now you also have some score lines that are right here on the edge. Can you see that score line, hopefully? And that one, you're going to want to go back on like that. And likewise, like this. And so that is perfect, and that will help your card pop in the quote-unquote correct direction. Okay, so now having done all of that, all I'm going to do is stamp on these a little bit to make them fun. So the stamp set also, besides the solid balloon, there's a polka dot and a striped balloon. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp Pool Party in the solid, and then I'll do Bermuda Bay right over the top. Now, the wonderful thing about photopolymer is you can see through and stamp this perfectly every time, which I love. So I will do the polka dots in Bermuda right on top of this. And you can see it's so easy to stamp right through and line that thing up perfectly like you knew exactly what you were doing. Because you did, right? I mean, having watched this video, I'm sure you are now an expert stamper. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing, but with my celery, oh my gosh, celery, that is a blast from the past. My Pear Pizzazz, I only have one color, or one color of ink pad. So I'm going to stamp off the first layer, and then I'll do my striped balloon full strength right on top. And I will tell you that I do kind of need to re-ink my stamp pad, so there we go. Okay, so there's that balloon, and I did have it a little off kilter, but it won't matter because when they open this card up, it's going to be so awesome they won't know what hit them. Now, I'm going to find my balloon here, and I want to adhere it to this center balloon, but I want to only adhere it to half of that spot because I want my card to open up and pop up, and if I adhere it to the whole thing, it will not, okay? So I'm just going to put adhesive on half of the balloon. I'll stick that right on there so it's all lined up, and then you can see it opens. It will open correctly. All right, so now I'm going to fold my score lines the opposite direction just so they're right. There we go. And you can see now that this opens perfectly just like it does here. Okay, now the one last thing that I want to do is I want to put this on the inside of my card. So to do that, you can see I have about 1/8 of an inch border on the whole thing. So I will adhere one side in just like that. And then I am going to put adhesive right here. I will close my card and it will attach like that. And then when I open it up, it's awesome. How awesome is that? Okay, there's one more thing I should have done beforehand. And actually, because I didn't do it, I might mess this up, but we'll give it a shot anyway. That is, I had to stamp my cool little banner on here. So let me see if I can do this. It probably is not going to work completely perfectly, but we'll do our best. Okay. Oh, not half bad, Dina. I love when that works out. Okay, and then I also have Let's Celebrate, which fits right on the inside there. Perfect. I did catch a teeny little bit of ink right there, but you're not even going to notice that, right? We shall never talk about it. There is my card. So easy and so much fun. I hope you enjoyed this. Please check out my blog. And if you need to order any of these amazing products, I would be so appreciative if you would order through the Creativity Cave. I have a great VIP rewards program that I would love to welcome you to. Thank you so much for stamping with me today, guys. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.